More than 80,000 people will cram into the MCG on Sunday afternoon. It's Carlton and Collingwood. Ned, you touched on that amazing record. Phenomenal, isn't it? 128 wins apiece, 4 draws. Ross, what a great history it's been between these two clubs.
Well, it's been a long time in the making, a game like this, Carlton and Collingwood. Collingwood been up for a while, but Carlton, resurgence, the lid's off.
And I think they've got the best 2 bookends in the game at the moment. It's the midway point of the season. I think Wiedering's the best backman and Curnow is the best forward. And Ross, we picked up something with the way Wiedering played Franklin last weekend.
Yeah, I love it. And if you're an opposition coach for Wiedering, he's so dominant. You want to get him out the goal-scoring space. But he's smart. You watch him here. Franklin's up in the midfield. Franklin's up around here, up at centre-half forward. Wiedering just lets him go and he controls the goal-scoring space. So he won't fall in by being taken up and out. Even here, you watch Buddy, he'll release him in the congestion and it will just sit off. If the kick goes, he can roll back, but then he's close enough for an outlet as well. So he's very difficult to shift out of that back 50. And when he's there, the body work, he's just so dominant. He just helps the others. So you're going to have to play him in a specific way.
Yeah, I think Brody Myercheck's the man. Don't go up on long, high searching leads. Keep him occupied.
Well, be really patient on your leads.
And then this man, Charlie Curnow, I think he's like Koutoufides in a sense, isn't he? The way he plays the footy, and he can get you in so many ways.
Well, he's like Buddy Franklin. He's in the air. He's Koutoufides. What a story. He was out for over, 18 months? But he's come back bigger, stronger and better than ever. But he is getting supply. So he can hit up, he can take the contested mark. How Moore's going to play him, we're not too sure. Moore's not going to adapt his game too much. He'll give him room, and I just think his athleticism will overpower Moore in the end with good supply. Worth the admission price, watching Moore and Curnow go at it. The midfield matchups, we're fascinated by this because you've got the massive bodies of Carlton with Cripps, Stewart, Kennedy, Chera and Sam Walsh, and the running speed. They've changed the way they've gone in the midfield. Well, he's a smooth mover, isn't he, Lipinski? He's like Pendlebury-like, Chris Run. And to go his speed and power, but they're a bit more outside. Even Sidebottom loves the wing. So it used to be Cripps and Walsh, and that was it. But now Hewitt, Kennedy and Chera are so reliable at putting their head in the hole and winning and extracting the ball that it's going to be a big battle. They stripped, they hit and they stripped Fremantle last week. Their pre-clearance pressure number was 272, a world record. So they need to bring that heat to cope with the big Bulls. Carlton tied after half-time last week, and here's an opportunity for Collingwood with the run-off half-back, Ross. So Blakey just, he burst out a lot after half-time. Well, I think he's an all-Australian half-back, Nick Blakey. He's been one of the moves of the year, and his pace and his run, all of a sudden Durden and Owi's got really stretched on the run. You can see standing the mark here. I know the stand rule, but he's put 20 metres, and then the ball gets into your forward 50, flat, low and hard. You've identified a pie that can do the same. Yeah, well, Quainer caught my eye last week. He's a beautiful player. He moves really well, but his run and his speed, he just puts a gap on him and he transitions the ball really quickly, and I think that's a key to beating Carlton. I was tempted to tip the Pies, Ross, but I've gone the Blues. What about you? I think the Blues keep rolling on. I think Pies will challenge them, but the Blues get it done. Well, Melbourne play Fremantle. That's the other big game at the MCG, and Justin Longmuir had this to say about his Dockers during the week.
Probably gives us a reality check, to be honest, because, you were right. You're right. We were riding high and, everyone was getting way ahead of himself. And if you get way ahead of yourself in footy, you don't even need to get way ahead of yourself. You get marginally ahead of yourself in footy. It gives you a reality check, and we've gotten that.
Hey, Ross, the other Perth team is going terribly. They're flying. Can you see how it can happen in Perth?
The lid's off in that town. The Western Australian, it's all purple. The fans are purple. Fremantle's letting off flares. They're flying. But he'll know. They dropped games to the Gold Coast and Collingwood, and now they've got Melbourne, and then they've got Brisbane Lions. They're under pressure. He'll be feeling the heat. Yeah, and look at the scoring. So 87 points from round 1 to 8, and they haven't been able to score in those 2 games the last couple of weeks. Yeah, well, teams have worked them out a little bit, but I'm prepared to do my laces up, turn a blind eye and back them in again. Now, Collingwood last week, you said, were phenomenal. It was one of the wins of the season, and the pressure that they put on Fremantle, I haven't seen fumbles like this from Fremantle, and Melbourne will go to school on this. Well, they're a chaos pressure team, cause the turnovers in the midfielders and go, and it was just elite, wasn't it? They just really hit them hard, and Fremantle didn't handle the heat. And that's what Gold Coast did as well. So Voss will be getting tapes of this, and just see it. There's the strip, that's the ruckman, and away they go. And Fremantle's defence is a little bit assertive, and they get caught out. So that's the opportunity for the Pies again. And this is the best team in it. They'll do exactly the same to the Fremantle Dockers. So can Fremantle cope with it on the MCG against the best in the business? And what have Melbourne needed? Melbourne have wanted a challenger. Now we've got one. they'll want to school the Dockers, so it's going to be a big game.
Yeah, one of the great matchups in this game is going to be Max Gawn, who's the best ruckman in the comp, versus Big Hodor.
Well, yeah, Big Hodor. Like, we drafted him in 2016, I think it was, with Logue and Cox.
And this is
so
Gawn
he's been outstanding. And Luke Ryan. So, but there's Max Gawn. He just runs hard forward, going to stretching, but he's capable of going. But his strength, Hodor, is he's brutal around the stoppages. Watch him just get hold of the Essendon player and just sling him and get him out of the way and get the ball. I think attack Max, watch this. He just picks up the Collingwood player and just throws him like a ragdoll. So get after Gawn, Hodor, be aggressive and set the tone for your team.
Melbourne by 6 goals for me, Ross.
I think Melbourne get it done, but Dockers will be in it for a long way.
Great round of footy coming up, Ed.
Go, boys. Who'd you break for as a kid?
Fitzroy.
And who'd you break for as a kid?
Carlton.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Who'd your dad play for?
Carlton.
Carlton, yeah. See, you can't get it out of them, Caro.